I'm Jaron Van from CyberStream. I'm one of the talent directors that looks after CyberStream. So I think one of the most sought after skills right now is penetration testers, very short supply, and certifications that people are looking for is the OCP and the OSCE. I think that is kind of one of the trickiest things for us right now to find. Obviously we do three different things. So we do sales and marketing on the one side, we do the actual technical side, and then you've got the infosec and governance, which is kind of more so in the end user space. So for anyone starting in cybersecurity, I highly suggest if you are going down the technical routes, getting any type of security certificate, either from Cisco, Juniper, any infrastructure, even if it's a specific vendor, is always great. If you're a pen tester, get the fundamentals with a CEH, Certified Ethical Hacker. It's just a very basic starting point, and then obviously move to the OCP. If you're in the infosec space, even in the sales space, and you've got the CISSP, it's a good fundamental understanding of information security. I think for professionals, the value add that we provide is not just matching someone's CV to a job spec, and I think that's one thing that recruiters do wrong. Traditional old school recruiters do wrong is tick boxing. What we do here is understand your career goals and where do you want to take your career. So we're actually matching to your dream job. That is the first point. I think the second point that a recruiter adds value is actually guiding you through the interview process. These days, interviews are very grueling and they're actually quite stressful, and people don't realize that, and it's quite nice to have that support of a human interaction, you know, to guide you, to walk you through how to conduct an interview from door to door and be presentable and talk about the culture and some inside tips that you won't see on a job spec. So that's from a professional point of view. A client's point of view is saving them time. Our value add is not letting you go through 300 applications. We'll send you 3 top profiles and get you the perfect person that is actually fitting not just your job brief, but your culture and your organization. What's most challenging? I think juggling 45 positions at any given time. It's pretty tricky because there's a lot of clients that want you to help them, but you can't help them all, so you have to kind of tier and see which ones are, in our business, closest to the money, because we are running a business at the end of the day. I think the other part is speaking to so many professionals, because you end up speaking to 15 and shortlisting your best 3 to 5. So telling the ones that you haven't shortlisted, unfortunately you haven't made the shortlist, or the client's rejected, and having the ability to go back to certain people, that is one of the trickiest parts that sometimes I even fail at. So, you know, for me, that is a challenging part, but trying to get back to everyone and just letting them know either they made it or they didn't is part of the job, which I find very challenging. But I think for me, one of the most enjoyable things is speaking to professionals that don't fit the mold. So having said that, you know, a pre-sales person or a technical guy that is desperate to get into sales, which it doesn't make sense. It's like a graphic designer wanting to become a puppy trainer type of thing. You know, it's completely outside the norm. And to help that person actually get in front of a client and actually sell themselves because they're so passionate about getting that role. And I think passion is the biggest thing. You can teach someone a skill, you can't teach someone a personality. So for me, the most enjoyable part is matching someone to the dream role, and it's kind of outside of their comfort zone, and the client buys in because it's a win-win for both sides. So that's probably the most enjoyable part. I think from South Africa's point of view, we have actually around the globe, we have offices in Singapore, we have offices in New York, London, Spain, Germany, and Cape Town, South Africa. So we've got quite a global footprint. And I think to use us as an agency to help you find roles and opportunities as a professional, we don't just have opportunities locally, we can actually give you a wide spectrum. So EMEA, APAC, Americas. For a client, it's the same thing really. We have candidates and professionals that are sitting in Australia that want to come back home. You know, some of them are sitting in UAE, want to go back to USA. So we can benefit from both sides, and I think our global reach is probably one of the best in cybersecurity. And secondly, we've got a really dedicated staff that's pretty much out there to prove that we're worth it to you. So if you use us, we'll 99% not let you down.